Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It is me, Giovanni. I know it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit since we've had a K1 circuit season update. But we are back here for round 6 this time, the final round of season 1. So this is the July race, just kind of getting ourselves warmed up here. Today, we're starting at a pretty good position. We're starting in P2, but more importantly, what is this track layout we're using this time? So for the last round of the season, we're actually using the chicanes layout. Only difference is we actually aren't going through the D1 chicane. It's just going to be the normal straight. As usual, we still have D2, and we're still cutting through like the whole middle section and going through 8 and 9. So that'll be the usual, but yeah. So we'll be taking this layout instead. So again, we're starting P2. Pretty good start here. Pretty good start. In front of us, we have Ryan Noon. A really good qualifier here, so hopefully we can try and stay on him as much as we can during this race. But we had decent karts in qualifying. Our first quali was able to do really well, but then second quali, not so much. Just kind of, the kart was a little laggy, didn't have a good straight line and stuff. Just felt like more I was kind of a sitting duck than anything. So hopefully for this race, the kart is a little better. Coming through the corners, it felt pretty good, but yeah, only really time will tell. So yeah, as we're kind of waiting for things to go, how are you guys doing? Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. I'm curious to know kind of, what series you guys are racing in, how it's going. Let me know if you guys need any help. Leave some questions in the comments. I'll answer as much as I can and everything. I love talking to you guys. But yeah, we're kind of just waiting here. One other update that's really cool. So you guys might not know this about me, but you can kind of see it in the lower right hand corner right now. Next Level Karting is actually a small team here in Arizona that I helped co-found with a couple buddies of mine from K1 a few years back, and it's been growing and flourishing into a few great things down here. So if you guys are interested in outdoor karting here in the valley, be sure to check down in the description below. There'll be a link down there. But then also we're getting some rental and electric karting stuff started up soon, and that'll be mostly run on my end. So if you guys want to interact more or kind of get some more help and guidance from me or from more professional karters, let me know. Go check it out below. But yeah, so now just kind of skipping ahead, waiting here, getting our tires a little bit warm, and we can kind of see that we have a little shake in our front bumper right now, which is not the most ideal thing, but we'll get it done. Don't worry. One thing I do see, though, is that the reason why I'm not warming up my tires too much, this track seems to be a lot better once it's cooled down a bit. These tires seem to overheat really easily, but here we are coming down to the front stretch. One thing is that we're getting really bumped from behind, and the start is very delayed. We're kind of just going, and then we finally get the green flag. We got pushed in front of P1, unfortunately, so I could have probably done a little bit better there of keeping my brakes on and stuff, and kind of keeping everybody back and behind. But I'll do better for that next time. I just wasn't expecting to get that pushed. But here we are, coming through the turns. Now it's just focused up on kind of hitting our marks, keeping this lead that we kind of just inherited coming off the front straight. One thing that I'm kind of starting to see now is you can kind of see I'm kind of fighting the wheel, trying to see where the limits of this kart are. Again, the one thing that's really nice about rental karting, especially just at K1 Speed, or really anywhere in general, is that you really have to spend a lot of time getting used to adapting through karts. And so that's kind of what you can see I'm doing here, is coming through the corners. Even though I'm moving the wheel a little bit more than usual, it's almost like I'm asking questions of the kart. Every time I'm turning in, I'm like, all right, let's pitch it in just a little more than usual, and just see kind of what sticks. There you go, just kind of wrestling the wheel just a little bit, seeing kind of where that bite point is, where it wants to turn, what the kart likes. And coming through here into turn 3, you can see it's drifting out wide, so we're kind of figuring out, all right, this kart has not too good a front end, but it's not horrible either. And we can see on our first lap, we're able to set a 63.6, so we're not doing too bad on pace right now. A good lap around here seems to be around a 63, a low 63, so 63.3 to 2. And then the super fast times of the decent kart is around a 62.9, like high 62s, right? So luckily we're not too far off pace. Kind of like hindsight, we're doing pretty well, and just working the wheel in the corner. So this track layout is really fun. My only thing is that of all the track layouts that K1 Speed has run for, or that K1 Circuit has run for their leagues, this one is definitely my least favorite. I don't know why, or I kind of know why, but one thing I love about K1 Circuit, and you probably know it if you've ever had the chance to drive it, is it is such a fast and flowing track. Everything just seems to kind of flow into one another, and there are a couple like hard braking zones and stuff where you're kind of like getting the kart on just the limit of the braking and everything, but for the most part, this track flows together really nice. It's very technical, but also forgiving kind of at the same time, which makes it really nice for beginners especially. But when you add this chicane in the center, it's almost like it's blocking off that section coming up the hill kind of into that turn 8. And so for me, it just kind of feels like it's just taking away all that fast and flowing nature that I love so much, because I love coming around this left-hand turn and just sweeping it out to the outside, and then you have that quick right-hander up the hill. And so for me, just kind of cutting out that extra flow state kind of messes with me a bit. And so this isn't my best layout. One, just because I don't like it too much, but two, just because it kind of, I feel like breaking up that flowing nature kind of, I'm still getting used to it with these karts. But here we are coming through to lap 4, a 63.313 was set last lap, so doing pretty good. We're right on pace right now. Setting good times, even though this kart is a little understeery. You can kind of see it mostly in turn 3. Here you can see it a little bit, struggled a little bit on turn entry, on the turn into to the corner. Coming into the S's, again, just a lot of steering lock, trying to get it into the corner. Almost, I can't even tell if I'm trying to touch the brakes a little bit there to kind of push the weight onto the front end to kind of get it just to turn a little bit better. But again, with rental karts, one thing you got to learn to is adapt, and that's luckily with understeering karts, I've kind of gotten a little bit used to it. The race 5, even though, unfortunately I don't have all of the footage from it. The GoPro was on and off through it, so unfortunately I don't have that footage, but you can hear it all about it during the cooldown room podcast, which I think is already up for last race. For this race, it'll be up next week, so hopefully I'll try and get on that weekly content grind for you guys, just to kind of keep it all going, keep you guys entertained. So here we are, lap 5, 63.227, so getting a little bit faster, kind of finding that flow state, but you can see me looking behind a little bit. One thing I'm seeing now is that there is another driver, the driver who started behind me at the start of the race is kind of coming up on me now, so, it's time to really get down, get it going, but again, just understeering on exit, trying to carry as much speed, and I almost fly off track there coming out of the S's. And so here, decent exit on this corner, through the chicane, sorry. And then really just focusing on trying to get as much speed out of these corners as possible, focusing on that corner exit, carrying as much speed, because if I am understeering out of those corners or into the corners and I have to overslow, it's really hurting me on that corner exit. I have to focus on making sure that I have that straight line speed. But again, we're able to set another 0.2, so still doing good on pace, still doing pretty well, but just trying to keep an idea of what's going on behind, because you never know. Here we are coming through into the D2 chicane and just really barreling it in through to the into the corner. It's kind of washing out a little bit wide, touching a little bit of the curb there, just seeing if anything can help. On the exit, again, just washing out decently wide. Could have gone a little bit wider, carry out more speed, but up the hill, hard on the brakes, trying to carry as much of this corner, but it's almost like this kart just does not want to bite up, even with trying to push that weight forward onto that front axle, giving it just a little bit of extra grip. It is being really difficult with us. So, yeah, just trying to take it case-by-case basis, trying to figure this out as we go. Here we go into onto the start-finish straight, kind of looking behind, seeing where the guy's at, and here we go, starting the next lap, and he throws in his front bumper, so now he's right on us. He has the pace, turning in here, kind of almost get sideways because I didn't realize he was still keeping it into the corner there. And so now we have to really stay on it. This is not bad, but for our situation, it's definitely bad. We have a driver on us that has the pace, has a better kart, especially, I'm thinking it has a better kart kind of on those corner exits, which is why he's able to get me on the straights, but the only way we'll know that is if he passes us. And we don't want that to happen either way, because we don't know if it's just a really good kart, because if it is, you're just gonna walk away, right? Flashbacks to Worlds for a bit, but coming through here, again, it's a little bouncy on the exit. I just feel like it's just losing a little bit of traction. A good exit out of here, and I'm looking back, and he is right on me, so now I'm gonna take the inside, really defend, and then on the way out, kind of squeezing him to the edge of the track, hard on the brakes, but even then, he's harder on the brakes, pushes it to the outside of the track, keeps it on, and then now here we are, just kind of staying in the draft. Now we got to try and rebuild, try and see where he's slow, coming through turn 3, kind of hard on the gas, and we have a good exit. We have a great exit, so coming through here, slipping into the slipstream, hard on the brakes, sending it onto the inside, and overtaking him through turn 4. And so now we know that we have good pace coming into the corners. We're not blacking on straight line. He wasn't walking away on us on the straights. So it's really just the grip in the corners that it seems is the big issue. So now we're just trying to focus up, figure out how we're going to rebuild this, what's the strategy we're going to use, and just trying to focus again on those corner exits, so that way, if anything, if he does get a run, it's going to be at the very end, and I can try and block it, right? So coming out onto this back straight again, trying to take a look behind, see how close he is, take that inside line, really just seeing, all right, is he going to send a move? Is he going to do it? We can kind of determine, no, not really. So we come back out to the outside, swing it into the corner. We could have used a little bit more runoff there, but again, now we're just kind of taking the middle of the track, turning a little bit earlier into turn 1, just so that way we don't have to worry about any funny business in case he does want to throw a move. Again, just kind of half defending, half not, keeping our kart as wide as possible, keeping him on edge, so that way he either has to full commit and he can't throw a dummy, or we're just kind of keeping him behind, but it's not losing us too much time, right? Our last lap, we had a 63.8, so it wasn't horrible, but definitely losing time with this fighting. But luckily, we're kind of breaking away from that group behind, which is good. Coming through the S's, again, it's so hard to keep this kart down. It really wants to run out wide, and so just issues with that. Coming through here, not the best exit, kind of clipping the curb on exit, lifting up the front end. And then there is just a horrible exit. So now we just immediately come to the inside. We want to take it, so that way if he has a better run, he is not looking down our inside at all. Same thing, but he just is way more committed on the brakes, kind of sweeps across our front bumper and tags us, and it forces him out wide. I don't know why he's waving at us. I don't think we did anything wrong there, but nonetheless, even though it was kind of overtaking off track and he gains a few kart lengths out of that, nothing we could do now. We just have to focus up, and we're coming to the end of the race now. We only have a couple laps left, so we have to focus up, get as close to him as possible, and send a move, right? So now just making sure that he doesn't walk away, trying to get closer and closer into the S's. You can see on the brakes I'm a little better on there, but just through the corner his kart is hooking up way better. And on this exit you can just see he's kind of pulling away, just the kart is just walking away on the straight. So we just, again, prioritizing. The whole point of this race now is prioritizing those corner exits, trying to lose as little time as possible into the corners, and keep in that slipstream to bring us forward. So now here we go. We're right on the back of him, or not right on the back of him, but we're in his slipstream, and we can see it is working. So we have good straight line. The slipstream is working. Coming in here now onto the start-finish straight, and we can see that there is a worker now waving the white flag. So we have 1 lap to go, 1 lap to the finish. Now coming through here, give him a little tap, kind of try and see if we can kind of apply the pressure, work him out wide, but not a good corner exit on a turn 3. We still have the slipstream. We're going to see if we can size up a move, but even then, a little too late, but we could have maybe sent something there if we were really, really ambitious. But right on the back of him now, coming in through D2, and see, runs out a little wide, tap of the bumper, runs across the front bumper there. So we're just trying everything we can just to try and squeeze our nose in there, try and keep him on his toes, keep him alert, keep the pressure on, force him into a mistake here. Here we are, coming out of the S's, a little bit of a better exit there, right on the back of him, coming into this chicane. Now the goal here is for a good exit, so that way we can stay right on him onto the back stretch. But even then, not the best there. Corner exit through that final hairpin isn't working, and now it's just head down, trying to get as much room as possible, pushing, coming through the final corner now. And here we go, we get a little bit of a better exit in his slipstream, pull off to the side, and we just barely get onto the back of his bumper, right past his rear axle, and he takes the win. It was a really close one. It came right down to the finish there, so Oh man, what an incredible race, that's for sure. Oh man, yeah, that was awesome. That was a really good race overall. So there we go, kind of showing a podium finish there. So P2, good overall, and really good for our season's points as well. So coming into this race, we were sitting in P3, 2 points behind, I think it was 2 points behind Ryan Noon, who started on pole. So now it's just really a matter of where did he come. We finished second, he started on pole, so we need to really make sure that we're kind of, that he, you know, get lost a few more and we're kind of pulling away there. And as you can see, we did the job. We came in second place for the season, won ourselves a nice little check. Ryan Noon came third, and Sergio Caballero came in first, so congrats to those guys. Really good season, really good racing. I really hope that they are racing next season, because, man, was it a lot of fun. Learned a lot, had so much fun with these guys, and I really can't wait for season 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this season. I'll have some new stuff coming out next season. Hopefully, maybe some revamped graphics. So let me know what you guys want to see on the horizon. But I'll just leave it there, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you guys later.